Hey, this is Dan, and I'm here to talk about 5 things that I'm really glad I did when I was building my shop. This was basically a blank canvas, so I had the ability to do pretty much whatever I wanted. And one of the things that I'm really glad that I did was to put in a ton of outlets. And so I have outlets all over the ceiling. I have these really long, 9-foot long outlet strips that are running all over the office. You can see I have another one behind my computer here that's completely full. Really glad I did that. Along the same lines, I put Ethernet everywhere, whether I'm using it or not. There's Ethernet underneath my air conditioner. There's Ethernet in my pegboard. There's 2 Ethernet jacks at my workspace. The ceiling is open so that I could run as much Ethernet as possible. I have extra Ethernet that I have just run through the block wall just for the heck of it so that it's here when I need it. I even have Ethernet in my bathroom. The next thing I'm really glad I did was to take the time to build the walls super thick and put R30 insulation in them. Basically, I framed an entire 2x6 wall 10 inches inside of the main block wall so that I could super insulate this building. And I've got at least R30 in all the exterior walls, which is something I'm definitely glad I did. Speaking of building those walls, I'm really glad I went with the OSB. I know there's some people who aren't big fans of OSB, but in my use case, I love that I can put stuff basically wherever I want. I love that it's really easy to locate the studs. You can see where the studs are. You can also see that several places in this wall I ran horizontal, because this is another block wall here. I ran horizontal 2x8s and 2x10s to give me stuff to really be able to bite into when I want to mount TVs and things like that. But basically, I can screw any place on the wall and hang up whatever I want, and I'm super glad I did that. The next thing I'm really glad I did were these particle board countertops, MDF countertops. I was really a little worried about using MDF for my countertops, but basically, as I mentioned in the other videos, I put down 2 or 3 coats of poly on them, and then I use this SC Johnson paste wax, and I'll probably wind up waxing it about once a year. So when you look at this shine on here, this is basically a year in. This stuff has been here, so it's, you know, and even some of the stuff that's on here will just rub right off. And I feel like for being particle board, they've held up really, really well. I also used a minimum amount of screws on there. You'll notice I didn't run too many screws down the whole front edge of it and stuff like that. I want to be able to flip it over and use it on the other side if I really need to. So yeah, really happy with it. I like the way the particle board looks, and it's held up really, really well considering the abuse I've given it. The next thing I'm really happy with is this upper storage, and you guys see this in a lot of my videos, but basically this would be wasted space, and so I go ahead and I put this stuff up here, and I love having all this space to store stuff around the office. And in fact, when I originally built this, the plan was for this area right here to be my main desk, but I'll explain why that didn't happen in the next video. So, you know, I added this extra set of storage up here, and it took maybe an hour and a half to build something like that. And so, I mean, it's not pretty. I'm not pretending like it's the prettiest thing in the world, but it's super useful to have all that extra upper storage. The last thing I'm really glad that I did was to leave the bays open in the above me. And so, you know, one of the things is I do a fair amount of recording in here, and this is concrete floors. But when you factor that I have all these baffles up here and all this particle board and stuff like that, the acoustics in my office are actually pretty dang good. And as I do more maker projects, I love the fact that I can just run extra wires, and it just kind of looks like it's made to be that way. I still have to tuck these wires up a little higher, but I love that I can just run wires wherever I want. One little bonus thing that I don't think I've shown in any videos, but and I kind of have to clear off this space to use it, but I do have this reel of paper. Let's see if I can grab it. I do have this reel of paper under here that can come up, and let's see if you can see it down here. This reel of paper under here that can come up and protect the desk when I'm painting things or working on little projects there. So that's just another little fun touch that I did that I'm happy I did. So those are the things that I was really glad I did when I built my shop. What do you guys think? Did I make any mistakes? Are there things that I should have done differently? Comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and thanks for watching.